everything's on fire in the most magical way. So I think autumn has really kept me here, uh, and and uh, and now I'm here. My wife and I bought this house about a year ago, right before lockdown.
In Holyoke?
Yeah, yeah, an old like 100-year-old house, and that's been what's been keeping my hands busy this year.
I bet. Yeah.
Um, and it's so wonderful too because when I feel like whenever we're in the act of repair,
Yeah.
in any kind of way, it that will fundamentally uh, disperse to all other areas of life and your soul and spirit. So it's been a good year both for me personally, but also finding out that I'm good at other things, and also finding out that I'm really terrible at some things too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's good. Yeah, it's good to try other things, not necessarily just to try, because all right, well, here's the situation.
Well, okay.
All right.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We're running a little late, but this is a different morning anyway. It's a community, kind of a community festival, a chance to, we were hoping that we might even be able to get together in an outdoor space for a concert this morning. It's a good thing we didn't because of the rain. But here we are together, and we have the service is going to be overwhelmingly musical this morning. We have Seth Glier and Diana Alvarez who will be doing some music for us. But first, let me advance here. Come on. On the other hand, maybe not. Well, let me stop sharing, and we'll go to, before we get started, do we have any announcements for people?
Hi, it's Kate, and I just want to remind everybody that we have our annual meeting next Sunday. I believe Dan is preaching. Is that correct? It's coming up Sunday, hosted by Bernardston.
Right at 11:30.
Oh,
I believe at 11:30.
Oh, okay.
Or is it?
It hasn't been confirmed, but our meeting is at 11:30. Our annual meeting.
Oh, okay. So I guess it's 10:30. I'm assuming.
Okay. So anyway, see you at 11:30 next week. And then the picnic is the following week. But just stay tuned to your What's Up.
All right. Well, we'll do our traditional chalice lighting. Do this here. So if you have a candle near you and want to light it as a symbol of our unity, here's the time to do it. We gather this hour as people of faith with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of the life we share together. Well, I think, we have a Shelburne Falls native with us now in Holyoke, as many of you just heard. So many people here. Seth Glier has been a performer since his teenage years in our area. And so I would like to turn, we're going to hear Justice songs with him and Diana Alvarez. So I will turn it over to Seth right now. Here's Seth.
Great. Well, thank you guys so much for for showing up here on Zoom. I know we're at the end of the pandemic. The fatigue of screen time is great, but I'm very grateful to be here with you guys on this sort of dreary Sunday morning. This is a song that maybe falls a little bit outside of the songs of social justice, but this was a song that was inspired by a line of poetry that was read to me after a writing retreat, and the line was, "Prayer flag, war flag, it makes no difference to the wind." And I thought about that for several weeks, and as I was driving down the 101 highway, this the spirit of this song sort of came to me, and it was this notion that whatever you put out into the world, you will breathe that back, whether that's going to be positive change or negative change. It all becomes our oxygen. That's why we're here. So this is called "Breathing It Back." And if you guys don't mind muting your audio, as it'll just help. It helps.
I got it. I'm sorry I let that slip.
Oh, no worries. Thanks, man. Where am I going? When will I get there? Am I alone? It doesn't matter to you now. Arm out the window, tracing the telephone pole. It doesn't matter to you now. What am I doing? Raising up a flag of love or war. It doesn't matter to you now. I'm not okay, but I'm about to be. Just got my faith and love knocked out of me. I'm breathing it back in. Breathing it back in. What am I doing? Raising up a flag of love or war. It doesn't matter to you now. What am I dealing in smoke, in whispers, in ashes? It doesn't matter to you now. The better, the worse, the blessing, the curse, everything I put out. Breathing it back in. Breathing it back in. I'm not okay, but I'm about to be. My faith and love needs nobody. It doesn't have to matter to you anymore to matter to me. Breathing it back in. Breathing it back in. Breathing it back in. Breathing it back in. Where am I going? When will I get there? Am I alone? It doesn't matter to you now. Thank you. Ooh, applause, silent applause. So exciting. You've You have an hour to stop that. Well, I'm gonna keep rolling with another song, and I wrote this song after George Floyd's murder, and I was also reflecting on sort of some of my own misgivings over the summer. I took a gig out in the middle of the country. It was sort of my only work of the year, but I tried to rationalize it. I tried to, even though I was getting on a plane, and all signs were telling me to not get on a plane. So all of that reflection kind of bumped its way into this song. It's called Poison in the Roots. Since the dawn of time, it's been going down. We've been pushing seeds into the ground, growing a garden of hypocrisy. The founding fathers found nothing wrong with saying everyone belongs, while taking part in the sin of slavery. The soil still stained with blood, buried in the mud. There's poison in the roots, poison in the roots. Oh, there's gonna be poison in the fruit. There's poison in the roots, poison in the roots. Oh, there's gonna be poison in the fruit. Still living in the land where money talks, the poor man begs as the rich man walks on the backs of the worker bees he's keeping down. And we're all slaves to our appetite. I want more for less, we want it overnight, so everyone stays stuck on the merry-go-round. And though the seed has grown, it's time for us to own. There's poison in the roots, poison in the roots. Oh, there's gonna be poison in the fruit. There's poison in the roots, poison in the roots. Oh, there's gonna be poison in the fruit. Where do you start when there's so much to restore? We gotta dig a little deeper than we've ever dug before. I believe we can untwist the vine that's wrapped around our storyline. I know we can't ignore it anymore. There's poison in the roots, poison in the roots. Oh, there's gonna be poison in the fruit. There's poison in the roots, poison in the roots. Oh, there's gonna be poison in the fruit. There's poison in the roots, poison in the roots. Oh, there's gonna be poison in the fruit. There's poison in the roots, there's poison in the roots. Oh, there's gonna be poison in the fruit. Thank you. I see my dear friend Dr. Diana Alvarez is here, and I want to give this incredible person a warm introduction to this wonderful community that is a community. As many of you guys know, I'm from Shelburne Falls, and this community has sort of intersected throughout my life, and I'm very grateful to be a part of this celebration. I've known Diana for a couple years, and I just finished producing an album for her right here over the winter, and I just love this person so much, and I love their songs, and I'm very, very excited. So please give a warm digital welcome to Dr. Diana Alvarez.
Hello, thank you so much. I'm
Good
so happy
morning.
to be invited to be here, and thank you for joining us for some music. I love the title of Songs of Justice, Emancipation and Liberation. I'm gonna start with I'm gonna sing a song that is for me a very important offering to our collective creative force, our ability to transform the planet. And I think that starts with our sometimes we talk about art in a way that just feels so distant to us, and it's just getting to do something and transforming words and language and sound and video. And I hope that whatever it is that you are drawn to that feels like your mode of expression to transform the planet, I hope you move to it today. This is Ser Artista. Ser artista es dudar las maquinaciones de este mundo. Ser artista es construir contradicciones para vivir. To be an artist is to doubt the machinations of this world. To be an artist is to construct contradictions in order to live. To be an artist is to have a nest of iron in your chest when you don't find your people. To be an artist is to make food out of words, movements of the body, temples of the voice. Your voice, tu voz, is the ultimate poem, poem of being, poema. Para vivir, ser artista es tener un nido de fierro adentro del pecho cuando no hayas tu gente. Ser artistas, hacer comida de palabras, movimientos del cuerpo, templos de la voz. Tu voz es el último poema, poema de ser. That is Ser Artista. It's a song that Seth beautifully produced on the upcoming album. And I always consider it an opening and an offering because I really do find art to be one of the most powerful things we can do. And I'm driven by an essay by Audre Lorde called Poetry is Not a Luxury, where she talks about art being, poetry in her world, but I translate it to all forms of art, but it not being a luxury for those of us who have used it as a means to envision a world that we don't have. So I take it very seriously to encourage you to do that, to go to your scripts and your poems and your videos and the things that you wish to create. Are we going in a round or are we going, how are we doing this?
Good to see you.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, I opened with two. Do you wanna throw another one out there, and then we'll swap one at a time.
Okay, that sounds good.
Sound beautiful.
Thank you. All right, so I'm going to sing, this is a song about my abuelo, Charlie, who visited me in a dream. And this song is a just transcription of a dream. And he taught me some of the most crucial life lessons the most crucial life lesson I could have learned. In the early cross of violet and red, I met mi abuelo on a boat. My bags were packed, a solo captain. I cried my ache into his arms. Lloré, lloré. His embrace was thick as a mattress, gentle, dapper old man. I asked him why my seas had been rough. He pulled my ache into his arms. Why did I wait to sing my own songs? Why did your end have to teach me? Why do we let our hungry grow weak? Why do our hearts die of thirst? In the early cross of violet and red, I met Charlie on a board. His embrace was thick as a mattress, gentle, dapper old man. I asked him why my seas had been rough. Mi abuelo me dijo, you had to learn. Thank you.
Lovely. Well, Diana was talking about the work of Audre Lorde, and this it reminded me a bit of this song, and here we all are, sort of standing in the garden of forking paths forward right now. for much of my adult life, I've held this belief that humanity is right on the cusp of something, right? Like we're gonna get it. If we finally just realize that this whole separateness thing is an illusion. And when coronavirus shut down the world, I felt quite turned on by that. I was watching this belief that I had inside of myself that that we're in a house made out of each other, and we could finally start seeing that. This song might be even more relevant now than it was a year ago, but this is called The Coronation. When this storm is all over, there's no risk of exposure. Will we still stand where we stood? Will it be back to business as usual? Can we build the world more beautiful than we ever thought we could? Welcome to the coronation, where all creation gets an invitation to a new world order. I'm talking about a liberation from my story of separation. Where together we find salvation, love with no borders. It's just around the corner. It's just around the corner. The crown can come from the ashes, even as the lightning flashes. We will use the sparks to see the myth that fuels our compulsion, that keeps us in perpetual motion, stealing our humanity. Welcome to the coronation, where all creation gets an invitation to a new world order. I'm talking about a liberation from my story of separation. Where together we find salvation, love with no borders. It's just around the corner. A reunion meant for everyone. Welcome to the coronation, where all creation gets an invitation to a new world order. I'm talking about a liberation from my story of separation. Where together we find salvation, love with no borders. It's just around the corner. It's just around the corner. Yes, I'll meet you round the corner. Come meet me round the corner. Thanks. Diane, I have a question for you.
I have an answer.
You haven't heard the question. And I don't know if this can then segue into your into your next song. But you and I have talked a little bit about love songs, and I always find that songs of social justice, the ones that are working, like that aren't super preachy, or I mean, even that's an evaluation and a judgment. But the question is, do they come from a separate place in you as a writer? Um,
That's a oh. Do I have an answer to that one? Um, they certainly. I think they come from the same place, but like that there is a spectrum of fire, maybe, and it depends on. Uh, I mean, I would hope that if we're writing any kind of love song, that there is a fire there. But I think that they roar in a different way when they're about the planet and people on it.
yeah.
And there's a kind of feeling of urgency to them, to me, in a different way. Not that I don't love individual people, but I do think that there's a deep, like, roaring feeling when it has to do with violence or racism and uh, anti-queerness or something. And it's like, and it feels like a fire roaring, a roaring fire to heal. I think that's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, that's a beautiful answer.
Thank you. That was a good question.
Do you have another song for us?
I do. I actually have one that is kind of feels like it kind of encapsulates that contrast of feeling like a lullaby, but the lyrics are one that to me, I always say this sounds like a lullaby, but it is a fighting song. It's Para la Historia. I originally wrote this in honor of the Adelitas of the Mexican Revolution, these women who were soldiers and who were often forgotten, but, feminist scholars brought them forward. And then it became, there was an anti-45 verse that it was added, and it just ended up being a song about our social justice liberation fighters and workers. So this is Para la Historia. Es inútil tu manera de atravesar mis fronteras. Soy humo, soy fuego de tierra que no puedes sujetar. Tus palabras traicioneras son oraciones de odio. Mi gente repleta de sueños no deja de luchar para la historia, para la historia. Esta es la revolución. Cuando cantes tus canciones de generales y de libertad, recuerda las soldaderas hermanas que no puedes borrar para la historia, para la historia. Esta es la revolución. Las soldaderas, las peleoneras, esta es la revolución. Thank you.
I can't help but play along.
Oh, I so wish that we were in person and I could hear it. Zoom does strange things when you.
You should have heard me on that last.
I could hear it. I could hear it in my soul because we have the recording of it. So.
Yeah. I actually really attribute that song um, uh, to bringing us together in a musical way.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
it was that song where I don't know, I felt like it was an invitation to this your world.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I love that tune.
And you stepped right in. It was perfect. I cannot wait to share that one. It's not one of I've released a few songs as singles, and you can hear them on Spotify or wherever you listen to music. But that one, it feels like a special one. I have to have a special release for it. I don't know, as in a video.
Yeah. All right. Last night the tears were more than just fear. The news hit way too close to home. Talking to friends about when this will end. The truth is that none of us know. I feel paralyzed, been staying inside, keeping the wick of hope lit. Till further notice. Till further notice. New rhythms, no rhyme. Still I'm resigned to look for the gift I've been given. To finish that book, to take a good look at the pace of the life I've been living. It's all of humanity searching for sanity, figuring out how to go through this. Till further notice. Until further notice. 'Cause our finest hour is within our power if we're willing to do our little learning. As if there's an angel that flies from Montgomery, send us a song as a sermon. Some waiting on checks that some won't ever get. Floating can feel just like drowning, but there's still stars in the sky. Love is in good supply, and in a way we're already rebounding. And so I keep trying, laughing and crying, even when I feel a bit broken. I'll be keeping the wick of hope lit till further notice. Till further notice. Until further notice. It's all you.
I have a lot of gratitude for your music and also your soul, Seth.
Thank you.
Reverb. This is a song. I was so involved in depth in that song with you that I didn't even think to tune up. This is a love song that it feels very personal, and it also feels like a love letter to my queer familia and to myself. And it's something that feels very loving and sweet, but it also has these moments that I've had my students when I play this for them, who are coming out, and friends, just they, really feel it very deeply. And I think it's because it's the reminder that we may not hear these things from our blood family, but it's very possible for us to say these things, to speak words of love to and from our chosen family. So this is a song that I'll release on June 1st for Pride Month. This is Queer Love Song. I love your queer hair. I love your queer mouth. I love the songs you write. I love the mountains you hike. You are a poet in the water. You are a stone with edges. You are a familiar prayer. You are the sound of fire. Don't let them take you away from me. You heal the wounds of our mothers. You smash the rules of tyrants. You and your queer body. I love your queer smile. Don't let them take you away from me. Don't let them take you away from us. We want more queer music. We want more queer love. We want more queer justice. We want. I won't let them take me away from you. I won't let them take me away from us. I love my queer body. I love my queer hair. I love the songs I write. I love. Yay.
Cannot wait for that song to come out.
Me too.
Very, very exciting. All right. I think one of the other things that Diana and I have connected over a lot is the territory of grief. And I lost my brother about 4 years ago, and when he left this plane, I started seeing signs of him everywhere. His nickname was Bird, so I started seeing, like, literally a bird would just show up on my windowsill and spend like the afternoon there while I would be working on something. It was remarkable. But I'm also I'm really cynical, and so I really didn't know whether this was a sign that was kind of sent down for me to receive, or whether it was just something that was happening, and I'm finally, you know, in a vulnerable enough place to make the pattern work. And I've done a lot of thinking about it, and I've come to the place that I don't really care, actually. Every time I try to make some meaning from it, the meaning falls significantly short of the magic of that moment. So instead, I just find that it's a tremendous gift to be able to pay attention to these signs in the first place. This is a song for anybody who's lost someone. There's nothing new about the rain on the roof this morning. I've heard it all before. It's like the bird outside my window is calling. There might be something more, speaking through the silence of the sunrise. Like their song and water have something to say. I don't know if it's you, I don't know if it's me, I don't know who's painting the picture I see. I don't know if it's true, I don't know what it means, but I'm still looking. I'm still looking. There's a 6-year-old standing on the edge of a parking lot. I see his outstretched arms, reaching for his older brother to take his hand and lead him to the car. How can such a casual reflection feel today more like a souvenir? I don't know if it's you, I don't know if it's me, I don't know who's painting the picture I see. I don't know if it's true, I don't know what it means, but I'm still looking. I'm still looking for a sign that you were with me. This voice of yours is more than distant banter. Other people try explaining, but I still have more questions. I still have more questions than answers. I don't know. Is it you? Is it me? Who's painting the picture I see? I don't know if it's true, I don't know what it means, but I'm still looking. I don't know if it's you, but I want it to be. I'm still looking. I'm still looking. It's its own kind of liberation.
Yes.
Diane, I've got another question for you. I love this. This is a blast.
Yeah. Yes, Seth.
I'm looking forward to interviewing Diana for weeks. What have you learned about yourself this past year?
That there's so much to learn. I knew that there was, but I think that I've been learning. Yeah, that's really been present on my mind. That I've been seeing how much I revisit things from my childhood often. That they come up all the time, and I feel like I'm learning how to truly love people. I think that love is an action and a verb and something that's demonstrated and not just a feeling. And I think that I've really been. I think that's been my immersive experience with family and friends and with my partner too. And so that's been very much a part of my life, was learning to be present and actionable with our love. What about you?
I'm learning that when the garage door breaks, that I call someone to do that. That's not something I fix. I've lost a lot of days doing that this year. What have I learned? I've been traveling about 150, 200 dates a year for about half of my life so far. And so when this pandemic, it brought a level of stillness in my life that I had not had really since college. Which wasn't necessarily the most still time, but I've really enjoyed the ideas, the song ideas from a still place. It almost there's it's not every day, but there's been a couple times where there's the feeling. There's like this songwriter's feeling. I don't know if you get this, but it's kind of like the wind. It's a little seductive too. It kind of coos off in the distance, and when it's around, oftentimes my life is structured where I go, okay, don't go away, but I gotta go do this thing right now. and now I've had the luxury of really nestling with this songwriter's feeling when it's there, and sometimes it'll hang out for 3 or 4 days as I'll be chewing on an idea or something, and I've really I've seen the quality of my work improve because I have stillness built into my life a little bit right now. So I'm really trying to figure out how to continue that and go into this new normal. And the other thing that I've taken this year is I think I'm learning a lot more about the lonely child in me. I have built a pretty remarkable coping mechanism in a touring career, and I'm grateful for that inner child who built my life. But I'm realizing how scared that kid is, and I'm learning how to be a better friend to that person. So that's been, that in the garage door. Doing good over there.
What you were saying earlier with the songwriter's feeling, I was thinking it sounds like you get to be yourself and get to be with yourself, and I think that's all we ask for. But there are just so many external forces pulling us away from that.
I don't know if we actually ask. I mean, I think we want, like, we use words like authenticity and stuff like that. But I don't. I think it can be very difficult, and also it can be very
It's not
difficult.
pretty.
Yeah, and I think it can be really difficult in a performance oriented business, because it is a performance.
Yeah.
And yeah. I forgot who did a song. Did you do a song? Whose turn is it?
You did a song.
You want to do
But-
we each do you want to each do one more song?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Your song about your brother and grief made me think about this song Todo se acaba, which in it I'm speaking to my ancestors and future generations, and feel like I'm speaking across planes or something, but and it's that feeling of like, I don't know if you can hear me, but here I am yelling out and wailing. But this song, I think it reminds me, I'm speaking to my grandmother and my mother, and I feel that it felt really important to speak to them because I know that they endured cycles of oppression and abuse, and it's like I wanted to speak to them at that time to let them know that we would heal our wounds. And there's something really beautiful about speaking, back in time and forward in that it just, for me, it feels like this I don't know, it just feels like holding the lineage in some ways, in a very special way. I get to experience making music and these beautiful liberating things that my grandparents and my mother did not get to experience. So this is Todo se acaba. It is also I sing it as a roaring push against oppression. The translation of the chorus is even your hatred, even the violence of your voice, even the thought that you have the right to this body, everything will end. And it's not just a sense of, it's not just pushing like against an oppressor, but it's also this recognition of how we are all capable of holding that space as well. And at any point, if we're holding something so tightly, we can really just let it go. So this is Todo se acaba. Hasta el rencor, hasta la violencia de tu voz, hasta el pensamiento que tú tienes el derecho a este cuerpo. Todo todo se acabará. Toditito, 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 toditito. Ay, mamá, yo sé que tu lucha es para mí. Ay, abuela, yo sé que te ahorcan casi todos los días, pero vamos a curar nuestras heridas. Toditito, 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 hasta el rencor, hasta la violencia de tu voz, hasta el pensamiento que tú tienes el derecho a este cuerpo. Todo se acabará. Toditito, 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 toditito. Ay, hermana, yo sé que nuestra soledad nos mata y las balas también. Ay, mi hija, yo sé que tienes miedo de hablar, pero juntas vamos a luchar con manos juntas. Toditito, 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 hasta el rencor, hasta la violencia de tu voz, hasta el pensamiento que tú tienes el derecho a este cuerpo. Todo se acabará. Todo hasta el rencor, hasta la violencia de tu voz, hasta el racismo, tu maldito pendejismo. Todo se acabará.
You know, right as you did that last note, you're also in Holyoke, and so I don't know. You're like that way right now, and right as that last note came through, this like huge rain surge just pummeled the side of my shed. Fantastic. So thank you for the washing.
I did arrange that.
Well, thank you so much. And for those of you guys who are not familiar with Dr. Diana Alvarez, you are now. Please go follow her music on Spotify. She's also on Patreon, and go to her website and sign up on her mailing list. She's got amazing stuff coming throughout the summer, and I'm just so lucky to be a part of her world.
Same,
And
Seth.
also, hats off to Dan for getting all of our tech world organized. Thank you
Thank you,
very
Dan.
much, and Rob Peck for organizing this. Thank you guys so much for letting us hang out with you in your homes this morning. We appreciate it. I'll leave you guys with this song, and I'll see you on the other side of this. Go to work, I'm making honest living. Every night I give thanks for all I've been given. In the morning, skim the paper, drink my coffee. With every word I read, what bothers me is I'm becoming indifferent. I can sit and watch a world in trouble crumble from the sideline. Or maybe I can make a difference. How long will I wait, standing still? How long can my faith keep its will? I've been leaving it up to everyone else, hoping it might change itself. Time to offer up more than my goodwill. How long will I wait, standing still? No man who picks up trash around our town, bags on both his hands, he ought to wear a crown. Dare I say that I used to call him crazy. Now it occurs to me there's a peace in the path he's found. He says I can't explain exactly why I'm doing this, but imagine if everybody did. How long will I wait, standing still? How long can my faith keep its will? I've been leaving it up to everyone else, hoping it might change itself. Time to offer up more than my goodwill. Should anyone ever go hungry? Should anyone sleep on the streets? We're drilling holes in our sacred land while we're guzzling gasoline. Should anyone ever go hungry? Should anyone sleep on the streets? We're drilling holes in our sacred land while we're guzzling gasoline. How long will I wait, standing still? How long can my faith keep its will? I've been leaving it up to everyone else, hoping it might change itself. Time to offer up more than my goodwill. No more standing still. No more standing still. No more standing still. Thank you guys
Thank,
so much. Thanks, Dan.
thank you. And I'd like to close the special service. It's been so great to have Seth and Diana give this unique insight into creative minds and sort of like lessons and carols spontaneously about the effects of the epidemic. And I'm really looking at the positive side of what we've been through in the past year. But I was inspired by Seth's song about his brother and Diana's song about her ancestors to choose this closing reading, which is sort of appropriate for Memorial Day weekend. as well. It's titled They Are With Us Still by Kathleen McTeague. And after this is over, we'll open the floor for people to say the names of people that they'd like to memorialize as sort of a substitute for our joys and concerns this morning. They are with us still in the struggles we choose for ourselves, in the ways we move forward in our lives and bring our world forward with us. It is right to remember the names of those who gave us strength in this choice of living. It is right to name the power of hard lives well lived. We share a history with those lives. We belong to the same motion. They too were strengthened by what had gone before. They too were drawn on by the vision of what might come to be. Those who lived before us, who struggled for justice and suffered injustice before us, have not melted into the dust and have not disappeared. They are with us still. The lives they lived hold us steady. Their words remind us and call us back to ourselves. Their courage and love evoke our own. We, the living, carry them with us. We are their voices, their hands, and their hearts. We take them with us and with them choose the deeper path of living. Let us name those who lend strength in our lives.
Christine, Sally, Donald.
Craig and Isabel Cole.
Anita and Wally Nelson.
James Durst.
Walter and Gladys Blue.
Richard and Edith Legres.
My father,
Robert Saltman.
my father, Samuel Waymer.
Eric Carl.
Martin Luther King.
Amy Glier, Bill LaCour.
Well, we extinguish this chalice, but not the fire of commitment and the candle of fellowship until we meet again. Thank you so much. Okay, we can just talk amongst ourselves. Thank you so much. It sounded great. Everything was wonderful. I wish it would be great to have had this. At one time, we fantasized about having a concert down in the Energy Park. And given the rain that's coming down and the rain that blasted Seth's shed, it's probably a good thing we didn't.
I blame it all on Diana. Thank you guys so much for letting us hang with you and your community this morning.
Yes, thank you. What a blessing.
You're welcome. I just had a little glitch in my internet here. So actually, Seth, are you going to go out and actually travel pretty soon? Are you starting to book dates for the fall? What are you going to do?
I have about 40 shows lined up starting. I'm putting out a new record on August 20th. So I'm gonna I'm gonna get back to. I have my first show next weekend. I'm doing a lot of sort of like private stuff throughout most of the summer, and then picking up touring in the fall. And I'm gonna try this new thing, which is going out for like 2 months, and that's it. And I don't know if I can make it work. I don't know if I can swing it, but I'm hoping to make more room in my life for new things to grow. And so it's going to be another pivot year for me. We'll see what happens.
Diana, when is the record that you made with Seth coming out?
I will release it on September 1st. It's actually the birthday of my music mentor for many years. And so I'm releasing singles from it right now, and you can hear it, some of them on Spotify. Queer Love Song it's like one that I know that Seth, we're proud of all of them, but I know that we're both really excited about releasing that one, and that's coming out this Tuesday.
Who's your
And
mentor?
what was that?
Who is your music mentor?
Oh, my music mentor was Linda Flores, this really amazing genius musician who built a home recording studio in her home. Like, was an electrician and computer technician and just all around badass guitar player, and taught me everything. Gave me like a boost. I don't know how to explain it. I was like soldering wires and doing really cool things in high school because of her. So yeah, I'm gonna honor her with that release date in September.
And your website is?
My website is diana-alvarez.com. You can also follow me on social media, Instagram at Bruja Juana. I'll put that in the chat.
Into the
here.
chat?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've got some people, 5 people watching on YouTube, and I want to thank them for tuning in this morning.
Yes.
And hope they don't feel left out because they're not on the same chat. But I'll copy it from the chat and put it in the YouTube chat.
Oh, got it.
So
thank you.
that we're doing that simulcast thing. Mm-hmm. And if you, is it okay with you guys if we have this concert up on YouTube for a while?
Yeah.
You can. It's okay with me.
All right. So those of you who are watching who feel like, so-and-so wasn't there and they would have really liked this, it will be on the Franklin County Unitarian Universalist YouTube channel.
Great.
So.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your long weekend.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you. This was wonderful.
A great way to start the day.
Oh, so glad.
Deanna, we first heard you at the Acadia Festival. I always want to say last year, but it was 2 years ago because last year kind of didn't happen.
Yes.
And that was our introduction to you, and loved you there too. And Seth, been following you for a long time.
Thank you.
And Seth, you're SethGlier.com, right?
I am.
Okay, here we go. All right, thanks everybody. I'll let you get on with your Sunday. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we will be here next Sunday at 10:30. Although the address at 10:30 might be different, so check your local listings, as they say. I'm going to be preaching about dream work, cool. Inspired by Jeremy Taylor, who wrote a book called "Where People Fly and Water Runs Uphill," about how to use the power of your dreams in your waking life. And then at 11:30, we'll be having a meeting for the All Souls people. So thanks, everybody.